Hello, everyone. Welcome to Trevor Register's first ever Cash Picks. Just to tell you guys a little something about myself, I am a graduating senior at Grambling State University. I study political science, but my love is in football. So let's get straight to it. So I'm gonna give you guys all my picks for this week. This is week 9 as far as college football is concerned, and the first game I'm going to talk about is Wisconsin beating Northwestern. I'm not going to get too much into detail about it because it's really a line of scrimmage game. It's going to be a tough game, but one team has Jonathan Taylor, the other one doesn't. Most likely, Jonathan Taylor, he could rush for at least 150 to 200 yards. So I think that's where the game lies. Purdue plays Michigan State at Michigan State. Michigan State, they've been in their own way. I can't really see Michigan State beating Purdue. Purdue is really high powered right now. They have a lot of momentum. They got a lot of confidence. It's hard to stop a football team like that. So I got Purdue. The next game I have Iowa State beating Texas Tech. I don't want to get too much into that game because it's a defense versus an offense, but an offense without their star quarterback in Texas Tech with Bowman. Bowman's out. Iowa State, they have a true freshman named Purdy. He's doing really good, but the defense is really outstanding. So that's where that game lies. The next game I want to talk a little bit more in detail about is Clemson versus Florida State. Clemson, we all know their defensive line is the best in the country. But we also know that when we watch Florida State and we watch film, they have the worst defensive line in the country. Offensive line, in the country. Excuse me. But even with all this, I can't see Clemson just annihilating Florida State. I see this being a close game. This isn't gonna be 54-20 game. To me, it's more of a 38-27 because Clemson's gonna get their points, but they're also gonna get a lot of stops. And Francois is gonna get hit a lot. But one thing about Francois, he's a warrior. I can see him even. The score might be 31-10. He's still gonna get his points. He's gonna score at least 3 more touchdowns. So, I'm trusting that. I'm banking on that. So Florida State does lose to Clemson, but 11 points as for 20-30, what most analysts and people are saying. Another really good game that I'm pumped up about is Georgia versus Florida. Florida's defense, incredible. And then you go to their offense. Felipe Franks, he's not the most accurate. He's coming along. He's just not there yet, but everything else on their offense is. So it depends on which Florida team shows up to which result you're going to get. But most likely, the result you're going to get is Georgia beating Florida. And I'm going to say sizable. I put 31-14. I think Georgia's going to run the ball. I think Jake Fromm's not going to really turn it over. And I think I'm just more disciplined football from Georgia's end. That's just how I can see it. And the next game, Iowa State versus Penn State. It's at Penn State. And the thing is, Penn State's been in their own way. They've lost 2 games straight. Iowa, they're on a winning streak. I think their only loss was to Iowa State. So they should be very proud of themselves. But I got Penn State only because it's at Penn State. If it was at Iowa, I would definitely choose Iowa. The next game is OU versus Kansas State. I'm not going to talk about this long because one team has Kyler Murray, the other one doesn't. Kyler Murray is a video game. It's at Oklahoma, and that's how I'm going to leave it. The next game, sorry to all my people out there in Tampa. I still love y'all, but USF is going to lose to Houston. The reason why I say that, USF all season been playing down to the level of their opponent. You can't do that because after a while, somebody going to creep up on you when you playing down. You got to have that mentality. You got to build your team to a certain standard, and USF has not played to that. Charlie Strong's done a great job. I think it's more of the players and their mental state as far as the coaching. I know it's good coaching going on in USF, but I think Houston has an upset. Another thing that comes into play, Houston has Ed Oliver, and let's not just even talk about Ed Oliver, who's probably projected number 1 overall. But let's just talk about De'Aaron King, the quarterback. Mobile, you know what I'm saying? He's getting around the pocket. He's causing a show. And if he wasn't in this conference, he would get more love. But Houston's winning this game. Next one is Kentucky versus Missouri. I have Kentucky winning because Benny Snell has been incredible. I don't see Missouri of all people stopping Benny Snell. At the end of the day, I feel like Kentucky's gonna run the ball. Even if Terry Wilson has speed and he's a quarterback. He looks like he's clocking in a good high 4.4. So Kentucky's something to watch out for, and I'm definitely picking them to beat Missouri tomorrow. We also have Texas A&M versus Mississippi State. Texas A&M, I have winning because they're more healthy. They're finally catching on. They're getting a mentality, a winning mentality. Coach, uh, Coach done really came there and he set a standard. He's not getting paid all that money. He's getting paid $7.5 million a year for a reason, and he's showing it on the field this year. So shout out to you, Coach Fisher. You're doing a great job. I was one of your biggest critics. So, Texas, I actually have losing this week, so I'm sorry to all my family members that's probably Texas fans. But I can't see you guys beating Oklahoma State this week because Sam Ehlinger is hurt. It's his throwing shoulder, and he's a physical runner at quarterback. He's not trying to run away from you. He's not trying to finesse you or speed by you. He doesn't have that ability, but he does have the ability to throw the ball, but his shoulder's hurt. His throwing shoulder's hurt. He has the ability to run you over, but his throwing shoulder's hurt. So I think Oklahoma State's going to be more physical. They're going to come with a better mentality, and they're going to pretty much bye-bye Longhorns because it's just not going to happen. Now, that's all the picks I have for this week. We're going to get into my picks for next week. Well, one of them, at least. I think we all know which one I'm referencing. But let's just move on to the most improved teams. As far as the most improved teams, I'm going to have to say it's Purdue and Iowa State. Now, most people are like, these guys are either not even ranked or they're barely ranked. Why them? Well, Purdue, we all just seen beat Ohio State. But how they beat Ohio State is what's impressive to me. Knox, I don't know how many yards he ran for. Like I said, Moore is one of the best freshmen I've ever seen, Rondell Moore. It's just a lot to talk about. And then they have a great offensive-minded coach at Purdue. So do not sleep on Purdue. Iowa State is the complete opposite of Purdue, if you ask me. They have a true freshman at quarterback. He's coming along, and everyone's buying his hype, but I haven't seen him play quality competition as far as defense. The Big 12 does not have a great defense. So let's see. Their defense is great at Iowa State. They're one of the few in the Big 12 who has a great defense, but they are one of the most improved teams. As far as individuals who are the most improved, I have Rondell Moore, and I say, Rondell Moore, you're a true freshman. You're constantly improving. So it's impressive to see that you're playing at this level. You're playing like a senior in college as a true freshman in college. Rondell Moore is at the top of my list. Sorry about that, y'all. Kellen Mond's next. Kellen Mond has, if you watch film on Texas A&M last year, you'll see he was very fidgety in a pocket. He wasn't really trusting it. He'll try to trust his feet. Now you see a completely different quarterback. You see Kellen Mond, an actual quarterback. He's sitting in the pocket. He's going through his reads. He's making the right throws, and he's making the right decisions. So Texas A&M is one of the most improved teams also that I didn't throw in the list, and I'm still not going to throw them in the list yet. But as far as individuals, Kellen Mond is one of the best improved individuals in the country. The Heisman frontrunners, it's a tie. It's hands down a tie between Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa. And it's like, I don't know what kind of game they're playing with each other. It's like, do they call each other before the game? Like, hey, I'm putting no more stats than you. You really can't tell. But that seals it for Week 9. We're going to give a little sneak peek into Week 10. I'm ready for Week 10, y'all. I grew up an LSU fan. I'm not going to say I hate on Alabama, but I would love to see Alabama lose in Baton Rouge while I'm there. But, that's just, I'm peeping ahead a little bit too much. But as far as being real with y'all, like I said, I grew up an LSU fan, but they're going to lose to Alabama. And the key thing to them losing to Alabama is the fact that Devin White is going to miss the first half, He's not going to return to the second half. I don't know how many points Tua Tagovailoa is going to put up. I know, this defense can run with them. LSU's the one team, the only team in the SEC that I've seen not scared to go man against every single team they play. When I say man, I mean press coverage. We in your face, jamming you, and they bringing that pressure. So LSU has a defense to run it all day and all night with Alabama, but will they? Most likely not. And we will see. Those are my picks. I appreciate y'all all for tuning in to Trevor's Cash Picks. Please tune in next week. I'm gonna air this every Friday. So I mean, just post how y'all feel, man. I like honesty, you know. So just let me know.